Well, hello again, and welcome to the second episode in my series on building a Minecraft station, a railway station. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and just put together the physical structure of the station. So we'll go into my example world here, and for this case, I just have a flat world set on peaceful, and of course, I'm in creative mode to make everything simple. You can build these in survival mode. That's just for example purposes. Okay, so the railway station is going to have a base that is going to be 17 units long in one direction and 11 units wide. So we'll go ahead and get that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Now, of course, we've already laid one in the other direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So we'll finish out our rectangle here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and lay in the floor. Come on, you. Alright, so now we've got the floor. Now the next thing to do is start building up the walls. So there's a 1 unit high rim around the edge. That is our base wall. Okay, once we get that done, there is a 2 unit high set here that we use for glassing, for shaping the windows. So basically a series of columns that are 2 blocks high all the way around. Let's go ahead and go into fly mode, make it simple here. Survival mode, I would do exactly what I was showing, stand up on top of one and then go jump between the columns. Okay, now that you've got this, we need to set in another row along the top. This basically finishes out the top of the wall. Well, almost finishes the top of the wall. It closes off the top of the windows. Alright, and then we go one more level up. This is easiest done if you just stand up and kind of run around it. And again, if I was in survival mode, I would have built my way all the way up here. And what I would do I'll just give you an example how you can do this a little safe. If you put these blocks in the corner, then basically you can just take and run backwards, even in survival mode. And instead of running off the edge like you saw me do earlier, you'll stop at each one of the corners. At any rate, again, I'm in survival mode, so I don't have to do it this way. I'm just trying to show you a little safer way to build it in case you're trying to do it. Okay, and this top edge of the wall is actually the edge of the ceiling for the railway station as well. So if you're in survival mode, you'd be filling in the ceiling like this. If you're in creative mode, we can do it a little easier. Alright, so there we go. So at this point we've got the general structure of the railway station built. Now up on top of the observation deck here we've got some posts that are in the corners, and these are the lighted posts, or part of the lighting for the observation deck area. Now again, you know, there's lots of neat little ways that you can do this. This station was based off something I used to build in survival mode, so I was a little bit short on materials. I couldn't just pick whatever I wanted to. Okay, so just lining up some blocks, so you can see here I've got 9, and so what I'm going to put at the third one here in the middle. I just use the raised blocks to make it easier to ensure that I've got these middle poles centered. So this one here, it should be 1, 2, 3. It should be this one here, but just to confirm, you see I got 3 on one side, 3 on the other. All right, this one here, 1, 2. Come on. And 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one is where the pillar goes. Okay, let's go ahead and put some light on this. While I'm in here, go ahead and grab a fence post. I'm going to need a trap door right here, and I'll need some glowstone for the center. Where are you? There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll put the glowstone in. So we know that the center is here, just like that post was. Knock this out. I'll put a piece of glowstone in. And you can knock out the surrounding here. Oops. And just fill in with glowstone. So the reason for this is the center of the station will be a bit dark, and same thing with the center of the observation area up here. It'll be a bit dark if you don't do that. Now the original design for this railway station was smaller than the one we're building now. So initially the torches did a little better job at keeping the top lit, and then later you'll see the inside. I ended up expanding it by about, I think maybe 4 blocks, 2 to 4 blocks in either direction. It made it slightly bigger and gave it more room on the inside. So if you are looking at the HurleyAllcraft world, you'll kind of see the evolution of these things. You'll see the first station that's almost like right outside the Temple of Crafting, and that one is it's not the greatest design in the world. I was kind of figuring out how to even build one of these, and then as time went on I had to build more and more of them. The design kind of refined down until at this point there's kind of a standard template that I use, the same way that you would look at a village in Minecraft and replicate the houses or, you know, blacksmith, library, whatever that you find there. Alright, so finishing out the top of this, we put a little rail along the edge so we don't fall off of it. Now knock a hole next to one of these, and you'll see it's going to be kind of important which one that you pick. Alright, we go down inside. Now, if you were doing this in survival mode, first thing would be to get some light in here and get some windows up. Now, on the long side, you're going to place the torches right above the windows. And you'll see, because I'm going to drop a ladder down, we don't want it here. So we'll throw torches along the windows. We get over here, we've got a corner with two windows. We can't put a torch there, so then I alternate and I go along the columns. So the shorter side, the torches are over the columns. The longer side, the torches are over the windows. Okay, let's go ahead and get our ladder in place so we have a way to get up and down. And then let's glass this in. You could use the glass panes if you like those better. I did it on one. Okay, you'll see in a minute where it won't work out too well. I did it on one railway station, and then the way that the lines feed in and out and the way that I put the doorway causes it not to work so great. So at any rate, I went back to just using the full blocks of glass. Okay, so why so much glass in this? Mainly so you can see outside and see what's going on. If you're in survival, you don't exactly want to open a door and just walk out, you know. You kind of want good visibility. This also gives good lighting during the day. Okay, so if you've put the ladder to the roof and the trap door on one side, I use that as the same side I run the rail on. So the rail will actually go one back and along the floor here. And so right here is going to be one exit point. Now, of course, you can go in and out of this now. If it's in survival, I'd probably throw an extra glass block, or if you don't want to don't want to go through the glass, you can throw a cobblestone block up there. And same thing here. So this will be where our rail is going to come in and out of the railway station, and then right over here will be our doorway. And so we'll knock this out, and we can go ahead and the deck on these starts at this corner over here, and it goes out 3, and then it goes over here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we can put up our fence along here. Correct, and put up our gate. And again, this was just to keep things off the patio. You know, if you step out, there's nothing like having zombies up beating on the door in the night. Kind of give you some room. Okay, let's go ahead and put a door on it, and then we'll fly around. We'll put the spider guard around the side of it, and then we'll light it up. So our door, I'll just use this one. You can put any door on it now. I got a lot more choice in the later Minecraft versions. This is version 1.8, so. Okay, now for the siding, I'd actually used stone slabs originally, and it was just to make the outside not quite so bland looking. You can use the half slab cobblestones if you want to. It just blends in with the exterior. So in survival mode, I used to actually sit there and make the stone. And again, the purpose is there for a reason, but you know, the look for it is. Okay, so there we go. We've got the spider guard up around the edge. Now let's put, on the outside, it's a torch over every window. And in the cases like this where you come in, it's 3. That makes it obvious where the entry and exit points for the station are, even at a distance. So you know it's dark, you're running, you don't have to sit there and run around the station wondering if you're looking at the correct side of it. You can already tell. If you're over here, for instance, you can see there's not a cluster of torches there. There's no way in on that side. It also provides good lighting on the track where it goes in, because you don't want anything spawning right around the edge here. It can get on the track, and then you either collide with it, and you know, in the case of a creeper, it explodes, and then you're gone, or you end up bouncing back in the opposite direction. Okay, there we go. So we should have this lit up all the way around. Now since we're out here, I'll go ahead and I'll throw out a little bit of stone down here. So this will be where our tracks are coming out. We're not going to get into setting up any of the track in this video. We're just kind of creating like a little stub, so to speak, so we can see where it's going to be. And then the last part, let's come back in. There's a bit of glowstone on the floor, so we know it's 1, 2, 3 right here. And again, this is just to kind of help the center of the room not be quite so dark. We'll go ahead and set up in this railway station. Typically, if the door is on the right, then I'll make the little control area for actually getting on the rail over here on the left. So it looks like this. Okay, and then let's get some redstone pieces here. We'll go ahead and stick the buttons in and the switches, and it'll start to look like a little control console. Alright, and then just as an example here, I'll go ahead and pull the sign out. This is a good practice. You'll notice from the first video I didn't actually have the signs up in the new one. So, alright, what we'll want to do here is put a button here, put a button here, put a switch here, a switch here. So this is controlling the left part of the track eventually, the right part of the track. This is the button if you want to go out this side of the railway station, and the button to fire you off the other side of the railway station. Alright, and you'll see where these actually become important. We'll need this to do the track switching that's up here at the front. It actually has to know which direction you want to go, and we're controlling that by just having 2 different buttons. The reason for this raised is I normally put a sign on here letting you know that you go to somewhere on that side. And if you look at the stations in the HurleyAllcraft world, the convention also was to let people know exactly where they were. So if you just showed up, you know exactly which station you happen to arrive at. Okay, well, with the exception of, I guess we'll do that in the next video, actually putting down a little bit of track in here and then starting to assemble the innards of the railway station here. This is pretty much the structure. So we'll wrap it up on this video, and on the next video we'll pick up with laying the initial track and then building out one side of the railway and handling the redstone and so forth there. So hopefully I'll see you then. Okay, bye.